Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're ditching those stiff sales scripts.
Yeah, forget those.
We're looking at how to have real effective sales conversations, the kind where you actually figure out what someone needs. We've got a Scriptless Sales Mastery call guide. It's basically a framework. And also notes from a live coaching session with someone who really knows high-ticket online stuff.
That's right. So two great sources. The guide gives us the structure, from prep to close.
Okay.
And the coaching transcript adds the real-world flavor, the practical bits.
Exactly. And our mission here is to pull out the key ideas, the things you can actually use, whether you're officially in sales or honestly just want to get better at understanding people in any conversation.
If you've ever felt awkward trying to, persuade someone or just understand where they're coming from,
Yeah, definitely been there.
then this is for you. We're talking questioning techniques, sure, but it's more about a shift in mindset towards real curiosity.
Guiding the chat to find those core issues, those desires, better connections, better results all around. Okay, so where do we start? Pre-call prep.
Yeah, let's start there. Before you even pick up the phone or jump on the Zoom, both sources really stress this. Know your offer, inside and out. That's table stakes.
Right.
But maybe even more crucial is your intention. The guide talks about focusing on diagnosis.
Diagnosis. Like a doctor.
Exactly like a doctor. Figure out the problem before you even think about a solution. It's about genuine curiosity first.
I like that analogy. It clicks. The guide also mentions sending stuff beforehand, pre-frame videos or resources.
Ah, yeah, pre-framing. Good point. It's like setting a trailer before the movie.
Okay.
Get some thinking about the topic, about the problem you might solve. So the call itself is, more productive, hopefully.
Makes sense. So the call starts. How do you kick things off smoothly? Rapport, right, but not too much.
Exactly. Keep it efficient. The guide suggests, a warm hello, the usual, "Could you hear me okay?" Tech check.
Standard stuff.
Then, a quick human question. Something light. The coaching session example was, what's been the highlight of your day?
Oh, I like that. Simple.
Yeah, just acknowledges them as a person quickly, breaks the ice a little before you dive in.
Okay, so rapport done quickly. Then you frame the call. Set expectations.
Right. But not like reading an agenda. Keep it conversational. You basically say, look, here's what I was hoping we could cover today. Understand your goals, see what you're doing now, what's working, what's not. And then, if it makes sense, I can share how we might help.
So a loose roadmap.
Pretty much, just so everyone knows the general direction. And the coaching session had this great analogy about what not to do.
Oh, yeah.
They compared just launching into your pitch immediately to, like, asking someone to marry you on a first date.
Okay. Yeah, definitely premature.
Totally. So framing is about gently leading, not pushing. It's also where you might ask, did you get a chance to watch that video?
Yeah.
If you sent one. And asking how they heard about you. The guide calls that a temperature check. Gives you a sense of their awareness, their interest level.
Got it. Okay. Call framed. Now, the goals. Understanding what they actually want.
This is critical. The guide has this core question. What's the outcome you're really looking for in the next, say, 3-6 months when it comes to their area?
The North Star, the coaching session called it.
Exactly, their North Star. And it's not just asking. You got to listen and clarify, summarize back. Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, the main thing is X.
Making sure you're on the same page.
Absolutely. Without that clear goal, the whole conversation could just go sideways.
Okay, goal established.
Yeah.
Then you look at what they're doing now.
Yep. Next logical step.
Oh.
So what are you currently doing to try and achieve that goal? Opens the door to their current strategies.
And you need to dig here, right? Not just accept the first answer.
Definitely. Follow-up questions are key. How long have you been doing it that way? And the big one, what are the results you're seeing so far?
Results. Numbers.
Yes. The coaching session really hammered this. Get concrete numbers, facts, revenue, leads, weight lost, whatever it is. Don't just accept vague stories.
Right, like that automation guy example in the transcript sounded successful. But
Exactly. But the coach pushed, what's your target audience?
Right.
What's the actual revenue? What are the conversion rates? You need the specifics.
it forces clarity, doesn't it? Takes away the fluff.
It really does. And the coaching transcript even gave tailored questions for different fields. Employee benefits, business funding, database reactivation.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, shows you adapt the specifics while keeping the framework. For funding, it might be, what's the primary goal for this funding? For benefits, how is employee satisfaction?
Tailoring the questions. Makes sense. Okay, so we know the goal, we know what they're doing, we know the real results. Now, problems, pain points.
Perfect transition. The guide suggests something smooth, like, so, overall, do you like the results you're getting with that approach?
And that's a fork in the road, isn't it? Depending on their answer.
Totally. If they say yes, you don't just stop. You ask, okay, what do you like about it? Good to know the positives. But then what could be better? Or what parts are still frustrating?
Digging for the cracks, even in a yes.
Exactly. And if they say no, it's more direct. Okay, what don't you like? What's specifically not working for you? You're guiding them to voice the dissatisfaction.
And the guide mentioned pain belief questions. What's that about?
Right. These go a bit deeper. Questions like, what's the single biggest area of dissatisfaction right now? Or where do you feel most stuck?
Getting to the core frustration.
Yeah, and the belief part is key. The coaching session pointed out that sometimes people kind of normalize their problems, or they don't truly believe a better way is possible for them,
So they downplay the pain.
or just accept it. So these questions gently challenge that. Try to uncover those limiting beliefs that might be holding them back from seeing the problem clearly.
Okay, interesting. So we've helped them articulate the pain. Now, exploring doubt. Why haven't they changed already?
Crucial step. The guide suggests direct questions like, why not just keep doing things the way you are?
Feels a bit challenging.
It can be, but it's powerful. And also, why not just try to figure this out on your own? It probes their commitment and belief in their current path.
And the coaching session added layers here, depending on the person's confidence.
Yeah, really useful distinction. If someone's coming across, super confident, maybe a bit cocky. The advice is drill into the numbers. Find the gaps. Challenge gently, like with that automation seller example. Okay, broad success, but what about this specific audience? What are the actual figures? There was even a technique mentioned, like slightly inflating their goal to see if their current plan holds up.
Interesting, like a stress test. What about the opposite? Someone lacking confidence.
Totally different approach. More empathy, share testimonials, stories of similar people who succeeded. Ask things like, do you believe achieving their goal is actually possible for you? Build their belief.
And the everything's fine types. High ego, maybe.
For them, it's about aspiration.
Yep.
Okay, things are good, but what's the next level for you? Or is there genuinely nothing higher you want to aim for? You're trying to find that flicker of ambition. The coach called it pursuing the right beliefs.
Getting them to believe change is needed and possible.
That's the core of it, adapting to who's in front of you.
Really highlights the scriptless part, doesn't it? Okay, next up. The cost of not changing. Cost of inaction.
Super important for urgency. The guide pushes questions like, what's the actual cost if nothing changes in the next 6 months or year?
And not just money, right?
Not just money, opportunity cost, emotional cost, stress, impact on family, whatever it is for them. And what happens if you just keep going down this same road for another year? Let them verbalize the pain of staying stuck.
The coaching session mentioned it could be emotional, even spiritual costs.
Exactly. Connect it to what really matters to them deep down.
Okay, so they feel the pain of staying put. Now, flip it. Create desire for the future.
Yes. This is where future pacing comes in. Both sources talk about this. You ask questions to help them visualize success.
Like what?
Like, okay, imagine you do achieve their goal. What would that actually do for you, for the business, for your life? And then dig deeper. And what would that mean for you personally?
Getting them to feel the positive outcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let them paint that picture. Feel that emotional high of success. The source material had examples, like the business owner finally taking a vacation or hitting that big revenue number. Make it vivid for them.
That sounds motivating, but they need to own it too, right? Responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't just be a dream. You need to foster ownership. The guide suggests questions like, what do you feel you need to do to make this change happen? Puts the ball in their court. And that commitment check. Is this something you're truly committed to changing now, or is it more of a nice-to-have idea?
Gauging their real intent.
Yeah, the coaching session noted how people often blame external factors. These questions bring it back to their agency, their commitment.
Crucial. What about their past attempts? Learning from history.
Very valuable. Ask about it. Besides chatting with us, what else have you already tried to fix this?
Okay.
Did you invest in any of those? Why did you stop? What stopped you sticking with things in the past? Their answers tell you a lot about what works for them, what doesn't, where they get tripped up.
Learning their patterns. Okay, now objections. They come up. The guide has this objection diffuser. How does that work?
It's a neat technique. When they raise an objection, money, time, partner, whatever, you temporarily bracket it.
Bracket it.
Yeah, you say something like, okay, putting the budget aside just for a second, if that wasn't an issue, would you want to do this? Does this feel like the right path?
Isolating the objection from the core desire.
Exactly. Then, importantly, ask why. Why would you do it then? Gets to their real logic and emotion. And you can also ask the flip side, what happens if you don't do this? The coaching stressed it helps you understand if the core desire is really there without getting bogged down in the objection right away.
Smart.
Yeah.
But what if they're still hesitant after all this? The takeaway close.
Right, this is for the really resistant ones.
Yeah.
You kind of pull back. You might say, it sounds like things are actually going pretty well for you. Maybe now isn't the right time.
Taking it away.
Or even, based on what you're saying, maybe we're not the perfect fit here. Are you sure this is something you want to pursue? It releases the pressure. They might argue for it then, persuading themselves. Or you part ways amicably, no forcing.
Letting go of the need to close, everyone. Okay, and before you even pitch your solution, there's one more check.
Yes, the final commitment check. Just to reiterate.
Yeah.
So bottom line is making this change a real priority, a must-have for you right now, or still more of a nice-to-have.
Why ask again?
Because you only want to invest time pitching to someone genuinely committed to change. As the coach said, no point pitching to someone who isn't ready or willing. It respects everyone's time.
Makes total sense. Okay, commitment confirmed. Now the pitch or the invite?
Now the invite. And keep it concise. Position your offer as the vehicle to get them from their current pain to that desired future they described. Focus on the outcomes they want, not just a list of features. Connect it back to everything they've told you.
Tailor to them.
Yeah.
And the close. Next steps.
Keep it practical. Okay, so next steps are X, Y, Z. Payment, onboarding, scheduling, whatever applies. Briefly recap their commitment and how your solution fits. And end with enthusiasm, focused on their success. Awesome. Really excited to help you achieve their goal.
Great. Throughout all this, the guide sprinkled in these mindset reminders. What were some key ones?
Oh, yeah, those are gold. First, curiosity over convincing. Always ask yourself, am I asking or telling? Second, be the doctor, not the pusher. Diagnose first. Third, rapport is good early, but then you need to lead, provide structure. Fourth, detach from the outcome. You're there to help them get clear, not just make a sale.
Let go of the neediness.
Exactly. And finally, summarize often. Okay, so the big thing I'm hearing is keeps you both aligned. The coaching session really echoed this ask way more than you tell. Guide them to the answers.
It really all comes back to the questions, doesn't it? That's the engine driving this whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the core skill the coaching emphasized. Crafting questions that guide, uncover, and empower them to have their own breakthroughs, leading them to their own aha moments.
This has been really clarifying. A great deep dive into doing less like sales and more like helping. So key takeaways.
Yeah, we looked at this scriptless framework, understanding goals, pain, doubt, desire, all through smart questions.
Balancing empathy with challenging assumptions using future pacing.
Right. And for you listening, think about weaving these question types into your own conversations, not just sales, anywhere you need to understand someone better, and reflect on those mindsets. Curiosity first, diagnose, genuinely help.
Yeah. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about the difference between just waiting your turn to talk versus truly actively listening to understand. How could shifting more towards asking those insightful questions change your interactions? What deeper connections or, aha moments might pop up if you approach conversations with that curious diagnostic mindset more often?
Something to chew on.
Definitely. Hope this deep dive gave you some useful tools. Thanks for joining us.